Welcome back. And now tune into the other side. The other side of sports is your host, Laws in the building. We here. It's me, Aaron. We rocking out. One more week to the draft, Aaron. One more week. They say Shador about to just stay home for the draft. He ain't messing with it.
I mean, if
Smart.
he's smart, yeah. Because you know they're going to make that the story.
You already know they're gonna be trying like if he fall, they're gonna try like put the camera on him and the whole joint. This way he in the house chilling. Draft gonna be at his house anyway. Matter of fact, I'd rather be at his house for the draft than at the draft itself. Cause you know that joint gonna be lit. Before we get into the stuff, we got a question of the day. Question of the day comes in. Dear OSS, I've been dating this guy for about 2 months. He's a good guy. He's sweet and attentive. And he covers all the bases. But this is a big but. He's never posted me on social media. Like, I'm not asking for a soft launch, but not even a dinner plate with my hand in it type of shot. He says he's private, but my gut is whispering this is a situationship. So here's my question. At what point in dating does keeping things private start looking suspicious? And am I wrong for thinking he might be hiding more than just our brunch date? Is he private or is he playing me? What should I do? All right, I feel like you be the perfect person to ask.
I mean, because that's my MO. Like, you're not going to see nothing going on in my life on my social media. Some people just don't live their life that way.
Mm-hmm.
But matter of fact, I had a youngin' and you didn't even know. And you, like, I talk to you every day. So it's like, some people, that's just not
That's
their
a
life.
fact, yeah.
It's just not their life.
Uh-huh.
So I could be messing with somebody. It could be years. And you won't see my social media. Not a hand, not a.
Hey, look. If I don't know, this is my man. I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, Babbitt don't be knowing what's going on.
Well, I don't even know what's going on. What makes you think you? Yeah, it's a whole different landscape of like dating and stuff.
Age matters too, because we come from a generation where we didn't grow up with social media. Like that joint came out, we was in college.
I'm trying to tell you,
people right around our age that's not on social media at all, or they don't live that way. Whereas if we had this conversation with somebody 15, not 15, what, like let's say 20, 25, where they basically grew up with social media being prevalent, then that might be different. Where if they don't have you on the joint, chances are you would throw away.
It's some funny business. Yeah, if you're in a certain age bracket and they don't have, then yeah. It's some clandestine activity going on because this day and age, every Batman is like, what portion of the population, Aaron, do you think? I got one man. Well, I don't. He might got a Instagram account now, but one of my mans don't have no IG joint. D don't got no IG joint.
Oh, it's a lot of guys I grew up with that was the closest to me that do not be on social media at all, let alone posting a young relationship.
What percentage of men population do you think is not on social media?
From our age bracket?
So our age bracket probably different. I'm talking about like, I'm just saying the whole.
See, you can't though, because it's like the numbers change per demonstration. Okay. So like with us, it could be like 50-50, especially like hood bammers from our age, not on the internet. So it's like it's even lower percentage then.
Yeah.
But then you talk about bammers now, it's probably 100% or 99%.
Yeah. Nah, them numbers.
If you born in the 2000s, it's 100%.
Yeah, them numbers.
Unless you're a school shooter or a weirdo, some type of like off-brand, but just general population, you're talking about 99.9%.
Yeah, dog. Everybody. Yeah, that joint in some form of fashion. Like I almost, if a Batman not on the drink, that almost is like an alarming situation. You like, dog, how is this Batman not on here? Like, you know,
dog. I had a family member recently, like within the last year, found out I was on Instagram, like talking to my brother, like, hold on, that nigga on Instagram? What are you talking? Dog, some people just don't Like that's just not their life.
Yeah, it's just not their life, dog. And the thing is, I was telling Harley a story the other night for bed, and I was trying to tell her like, Babbitt used to hit the house up. Like if you wasn't home, you wasn't gonna talk to nobody. Like they couldn't hit you out and about. Like you had to wait till you got home, hit the little message, beep. You have 3 messages. Then the drink would come on. Hey, what's up, Laws? This is blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you would know Bama's to hit you through the answer machine demonstration. So it's just it's a whole different like day and age, bro. Completely. I mean, for Slim, like I wouldn't. It's 2 months.
How old is he?
That's the question. How old is he? If the Bama was born 2000 or before, I mean,
you in the rotation.
Yeah, 2000 afterwards. Yeah, you in a rotation.
You a middle relief pitcher.
Yeah, if he was born 19, I give it 93.
Nah, 80. It got to start with an 8.
89?
Because we 80, like.
Yeah, 82, 83. Yeah. We early on
We at the early 80s. So the end of the 80s is like 2 generations away.
I give it 92. 92.
A Bama born in 92 is how old now? 32?
Yeah, about that.
If you grew up in America, dog, and you 32, Bama's on social media.
Hold on, yeah. If you was born 1992, how old?
33.
33? Yeah, 33.
Depending on your birthday, yeah.
That's not old enough. You gotta be 40 plus to subscribe to the no social media.
Like yeah. Because it's even a lot of like if you look, you see Bama's getting indicted. That was from generations older than us because they saw how Bama was getting attention on the internet and they flocked to it too. It's like a drug. You got Bama's twice our age on that joint thirsting and doing all kind of stuff.
That joint is a cesspool, dog.
No,
that joint, it ain't no instructions on how to use that drink. Bama's just going there.
And all the weirdos could find each other. So like before, you had like Bama secluded to the basement. They ain't had no friends. Now, no matter what your interests are, you got Bama's that's 40 that do anime. All the Bama's just find each other. They find their home room and be fine.
Hey, that's it, dog. That's it. You gotta find out what age bracket Slim in. If he born after, if he 40 plus, then it's nothing to worry about. Just enjoy yourself. You can
wait. Let's be clear.
Hold on.
Just because it's not a guarantee that we would be on social media, don't mean we not outside. So it's like it's not like a pass if he a certain age. Like the Bama could still be juggling.
Okay.
And 2 months not that long either.
How do you know if he juggling or not, Aaron? What's the key sign? What's the key indicators?
It depends on how good he is. Like Paul. So like it's no indicators if you're doing what you're supposed to do the right way. And it depends on what kind of juggling. So like you can entertain as many women as you want, but you can't date more than one woman without getting caught.
You can't be no level boy. And then
right. So the smart Bamas, they got a girl, but then whatever else they do is just is a la carte. It's not like, oh, I'm dating 2, 3. It's impossible, though.
It's impossible, especially with the technology too, because that joint will track you down too.
They put air tags on your. It's just too much going on, though. It's impossible.
Yeah, bro.
And back
in the day, you could get away with it but now they got
to call a house phone.
They got whole sites that dedicated to finding Bama's.
Don't. I'm gonna tell you something off air. Hilarious. But
hold on, man. Why you can't tell me that?
Because it's going to incite some foolishness. It is. But young is wild. And they're gonna try to get to the bottom of it. And chances are they will. And if Bama's date multiple girls, they start catching feelings for both, and then your pattern switch up. It's just it's impossible in 2020.
Bama leaving receipts in his pocket, number, all types of stuff, dog. Yeah, bro. That joint is wild out here. I ain't got no parts in it.
You gotta be like the old heads. The Bamas from our grandfather generation, they cheating out of town and come home and act like nothing.
But that's the thing. If you're on social media, that joint gonna expose you. Because
You can't
anything
be
you like,
following youngins back. No, dog. That's because the first thing a youngin gonna do is see who the new followers is, who the new comments and likes is. That's how they gonna put the indictment together.
no, somebody just need to put together an investigation service that they just charge back. Yeah, you can make a killing, dog, because everybody just nosy and want to know what's going.
Dog, this one youngin told me, I already know all the youngins on your Instagram that you hit or mess with. I'm like, what? I'm like, how you know? She's like, I just like we know. She said she went through all the comments, went through all of the joints. She said, I already know which ones you was whatever with and which ones you did. That's when you see
Dog.
my IG go completely zero dark 30 and it'll be
That joint did go dark because I ain't see no post, nothing, dog.
it just be
I had,
stories.
I
That's
had
it.
to call you
Nope.
directly to see what's going on. I said, hey, yo,
Nope.
you good? What's up, bro? You all right? Yeah, that
That
joint.
was be triangulating it. Nah. No,
No, yeah,
thank you.
it's a whole. So if he operating a certain way, you ain't gonna know. So she 2 months is not that long of a time. You got to just chill.
That's too soon to post somebody.
Yeah, you if he posting you that fast, you might need to run because the Bama might be got stalker DNA in him to be like kind of like boo love so quickly. Like the boo love stage, like you cannot boo love that fast. Like you just gotta slow burn the drink. The fast burnout drink, them joints.
If a Bama posts you in 2 months, he own you. He think he own you. Those kind of jokers, though, you gotta be like you said, be careful. Because if he catch you doing something that he ain't expect you to be doing,
Yeah, Bama gonna pop up like Kruger
domestic
on you.
violence.
You already know. You already know, bro. Yeah, you gotta stay out the way. You gotta stay out the way. Uh Young, you heard about this young in Sedona Prince? They said she is a savage, bro.
Out here
She
menacing.
beating the joints, beating youngins up, and just
What she say to the we can't I don't even know if we can say that joint on
what she say?
the youngin that they said she
She
we can't
assaulted.
even, yeah. But not domestic violence assault, the other kind of assault.
Oh, sexual assault?
Yeah, on a date. And then she said she told the youngin, what you think I took you on a date for? I'm like, young, this is like, you know how they be trying to paint men. Like, this is like a caricature of how they be trying to paint us.
Dog, lock her up.
Well,
How's she walking free?
and she's 6'7". So, you know,
Oh yeah, you already know she was Bogart.
she out there like Xerxes on these youngins, dog. You gotta get her out of here.
No, I guess they didn't draft her to the
You
WNBA.
can't. You
Yeah,
can't.
they gotta hold the line on that joint. You can't. You gotta.
With all the messaging they be trying to pass to men, you can't draft her in that league and then expect, because you know all of the Bama's going to point to that, like, oh, y'all talk about us, but then you going to draft her and this, and this. They just waiting to troll on the internet, though. So she was undraftable.
Yeah, it would have
And
been a
she don't be
bad look.
cooking like that. Yeah.
It's one thing if you a bona fide cooker and you get nothing but buckets, but
If she
if
was getting
you,
30, because Brittany
yeah,
Griner had been accused of some stuff too, but pulling the Shamika
she
Holdsclaw pulled
did.
the strap out on the youngin.
She did a hard time, dog, out the country. So whatever she did, like her dad is paid, dog. She was in
You
the
got to be a
real jail.
live cooker. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in the real jails out Russia by accident. Or yeah, so she did the time, dog. So I feel like she reformed too. You see, you ain't heard a peep out of her since. Like she just been walking a straight line and everything. So
Yeah, she ain't getting into nothing.
yeah, bro. Cause that drink, I think that drink, she probably got PTSD from that drink, dog. Can you imagine? You stuck out the country and can't get back? And then you gotta rely on these people to fight for you.
You got to wait on Trump to get you back. Good grief.
No, yeah, it's wild. It's a wild bill out here. Wild bill. Draft next week. Is Travis Hunter the clear cut number one?
Nah, they taking your boy Cam Ward.
Cam Ward going one to the Browns.
No, to the
Brown,
Titans.
to the Titans. No way the Titans trade out of that drink. They don't want they guy. Who they got on the roster right now?
Who, Mayonnaise Boy?
Yeah.
Hell no. We
They
told you
don't
that was a
want him.
bust out the gate. The thing about Tennessee is they've been in love with, like, they've been saying Cam Ward is in stone going to Tennessee for a while now, which
Mhm.
says that they basically in love. They made their decision. So generally, when that's the case, you got to give up a super ransom, which I don't know
Mhm.
what somebody would be able to give up to get that number one pick.
Yeah, nah, yeah, you gotta give up a lot to get that, and probably had to have a quarterback that to pair with it.
Got to.
Yeah, I wonder if any team. Well, he's out for the year, so I mean, I think Derek Carr is the sorriest Batman alive, dog. Like he is.
Ironically, that's where
Yeah,
Shador's
Shador,
gonna
yeah,
be.
they talking about he going to the Saints potentially. Um, the Giants, dog. Like, what are the Giants doing, bro? I know that's D's team. Well, like, are they going to try to just go with a veteran quarterback? Like,
They going with the two Russell Wilson and James at this point. They're not they're not pigeonholed into drafting a quarterback because they got
mm,
those two guys. Not to say that they world beaters or that they're the answer for the future, but they don't. Another thing you got to remember is instead of firing them like an adult, Mara basically brought everybody back. So they're not trying to raise no rookie. They don't have the time or the bandwidth. They got to win like this year to keep their job. So they, as usual, just like Jay Gruden when he drafted
this joint is a
uh
fail.
it's a fail. And it's unfortunate, but it's a fail. Because it's a
Yeah,
waste of year.
it's a waste of year. The thing is, they had like
Mara's a
it's
terrible
not
owner.
it's not rocket science. Like when you do this, when you like you should have got rid of everybody to begin with. But when you bring everybody back and then you kind of put them behind the eight ball, like the dumb decision that they made last time, now they're playing extra super safe. But super safe don't win you nothing in the NFL. You
No.
need to, dog. It's they in for a rude awakening because these Batman's gonna be middle of the road. They're gonna be picking top 10 again next year and have to fire everybody. The joint is pointless. The joint is pointless. I don't know why they just wouldn't just, do what needs to be done to get Shador in the building and just keep it moving. Now they about to be on the outside looking in again. Idiots. Um, I think another thing with the Patriots, I think they picked fourth. No, the Patriots are dumb. I'm just gonna tell you why. Because they traded away Joe Milton the third. Now they're gonna go with Drake May. Aaron,
They don't have a choice.
listen, people. Drake May is not the answer. They gonna struggle. They gonna be picking top 10 again next year. Yeah, you
I,
heard it here first.
I don't think he's going to be bad enough to get Zach Wilson. So he's going to give you that same white mediocrity that's going to buy him his full rookie contract and them teetering and tottering the same way they did with Daniel Jones. Into like, just he's not going to be bad enough for them to realize how big of a
Mhm.
mistake they made. Because when it comes to them, they're going to get every opportunity and they're going to blame everything but the ability of the player. So I
Yeah.
just don't think he's that. I don't think he clearly we said he wasn't Jaden Daniels, which we see now he's not. He wasn't Caleb Williams, but I don't think he's so bad that he's going to be Mitch Trubisky or
Mhm.
what's the other white boy, Zach Wilson. I
Mhm.
don't think he's those either.
Yeah, I don't think he. Yeah, you're right. I don't think he's that bad. But when you pick him number 2 overall or number 3 or whenever
3,
they picked
yeah,
him, like you just
that's not the standard for them, though. That's
yeah.
not the standard for them.
I'm like, what are we doing here, people? And you picked him over. You picked him over like other guys that could have really like helped your franchise. I mean, I, no, this is gonna be a long year for the Patriots, bro. They don't. It ain't like they got Belichick they can lean on. They're like, who the head coach now? Is it
Mike
Vrabel?
Vrabel, yeah, they
Oh, he
fired
back.
Mayo to get Vrabel in there after
Uh,
1 year. Oh, the playoffs started already. Oh, I ain't got
yeah,
no
bro.
parlays in.
No, basketball is the most fraudulent joint anyway, dog.
I ain't bet since the Super Bowl.
No, that joint, they just take your bread anyway, the basketball joint, because they be doing the funny business, dog.
I might go watch the game.
Yeah, I mean they got a couple games. It's
The Warriors play
Memphis,
later.
Memphis and Golden State, Miami, Chicago, Dallas and Sacramento. These the playing joints. So
Oh, never
really
mind.
ain't a whole lot of. I mean, yeah, they want to win, but you ain't losing no sleep over these joints.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't know the Capitals was smoking like that. Dang.
yeah,
So Obi was getting buckets and they was winning.
yeah. Ovi was getting
These
buckets and they
Bama's
was
got
winning.
50 wins.
Yeah, yeah, they going into the playoffs hot, dog. Like they top one of the top squads. If he get another chip, dog, he the greatest ever.
We went to the parade. You was there?
Yeah, we was down that drink. We was on the streets
Yeah.
when they won the drink.
The
That's the
Bama's don't
last
care nothing about no hockey, but that tell
nothing
you
about hockey.
how
Yeah,
much the city don't win.
that's the city's so deprived of winning. We out.
When the Nationals won, we was out catching snow bunnies. You wasn't there at that one. This is me, Rick, and
Yeah,
Drew.
we was out. Yeah, ain't a whole lot of stuff going on. Oh, so I talked to Pat this week, dog. Shout out to Pat, my man, Pat Curry over here. Grand. I just hit him. He right now he in the thick of things because dog, the recruiting cycle joint, the way you got recruit college sports, that joint crazy, bro.
Especially
That
with
joint
NIL
crazy.
now.
This man
Uh,
was on the horn 24/7, dog. Like trying to get players, trying to get his staff to get like that joint is just a grind, bro. And I'm like, I'm surprised he still got hair on his head, dog. Cause I'm like, bro, this joint, I don't know how you live like that, dog. Where like every moment you trying to like, it's not like a regular job, like where it's 8 to 5 or nine to
yeah.
five, and then you off and then you go chill with the family and do stuff. Like this joint is literally 24/7. Bama's calling you. He's all the players got agents now, so you gotta talk to them. They want to know how much bread they're gonna get. Like the joint is just it's a madhouse, dog. I don't even know how you maintain that type of lifestyle. But he in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make stuff happen. And yeah, so I mean, he made the move from Florida A&M. Who Jai like did him crud though. If I just say it like on the back end, they ain't at the beginning of the year they try to do him kind of funny and then like really you remember the reports and we read through all the articles and stories and stuff.
Bingo.
And then they just try to leave him hanging. And then when the Bama get the W's, then they come to say, "Oh yeah, we can do. We can do that.
Too
Let's
late.
try." Yeah." So it's like, so you already make my man feel like he not one. Mommy spilled something on me. What? Well, then go upstairs and change your clothes. What we talking about? Oh man. Hey, look, man. I'm a good dad. What y'all talking about? But yeah, man. So they did him cruddy, bro. I was watching all the broadcasts and everything. They was talking condescending. It's like nobody believed. Like they were just like, well, we'll see if this style of play will work. And it just was. It
The
was.
Bama won everywhere he gone from scratch. So at this point, like people just hard headed.
So again, like he always grambling. About to solidify that joint. But of course, like the whole like because of how college sports is now, like you trying to keep players there, but then players is gonna leave. Like the stability around the college, but like college sports in general is gone. It's obsolete. Like that joint, like
It's self
Bama's
inflicted though, because they didn't want to. They didn't want to have a split that money up. They was getting them billies in and didn't want to split it up. So they
Billy's.
said if somebody else gonna pay, let them. And then this is what they created. So now they want to complain, and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, this joint is wild. Like real talk. I don't think like coaching basketball is one thing, or just coaching in general is one thing. But dog, you gotta be a different kind of salesman, like to get kids,
You need
cause
snakes.
cause kids
You need
they
snakes
got
under your wings. But hey,
No,
take
because
care of this. So let me focus on the basketball and the coaching, dog. You need snakes.
no, because these kids, no, they don't even like. It's not even like they rationally thinking about stuff. It's just like, what y'all gonna get? What y'all
No,
gonna
what
give
would
me?
you do at 16,
Yeah,
17 and
you
you
right.
looking at 3, 4 mil?
No, can you imagine? We go back to NIL at our age.
Dog.
Hey, Aaron, I'm trying to tell you, dog. I used to dunk on Bama's young, and I used to get Bama's up out of there. Dog, if you
It
had
would have
some
been
money
completely
on the
different. That would
table,
have been training different. It's a lot of guys
dog,
that was
I
cookers.
never went in the weight room ever one time, and I was a cooker, Aaron. If you put money on the table, nigga, I'd been in that joke.
Work.
255
Though
with the
it's so many
hammer.
guys at that age that knew they wouldn't be able to sustain going to school, like going to college. So they didn't really pursue it. They knew they wasn't going to make the NBA like that. But if you talk about guys can make, even if you talk about a couple 100,000, you know how many more guys from our generation would have went to college or played sports at that level because you didn't need to make the league to make a meal or to make a couple hundred grand
Dog,
at 18.
you give me 60K at 18, I'm cooking, Aaron. 125K, I'm cooking.
But also, if Bama's would have had that kind of bread back then, it'd have been so much more cocaine on the streets. If you talk about in the 90s, dog.
90s would have been, but no, but I feel like, yeah, Bama's would have still been murderous.
Bama's would have been acting a fool,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
complete
Bama's
fool.
would have been active out that drink. But I'm just saying, you think so about the Aaron? We was cooked like it was different, bro. You put some bread on the table, but honestly, real talk, it was real a lot of cookers back then. So them Bama's would have been motivated too. So it
Yeah,
wouldn't have just been like so. I mean, it just would have made that drink. It'd have been treacherous, dog.
but
Because I felt like it was some cold Bama's who could hoop and like
but
was
was too small to make it to the NBA. But if
yeah.
they could have made 100 grand, 200 grand in college, that's an avenue that a lot of people would have taken.
Dog, what do you think? We would have had so it would have been different people who would have made it to the league that
Yes,
didn't make it
yes,
because that joint would have sustained them to be like,
yes.
oh yeah, we yeah.
College ain't what I thought.
But
Like it's not that
yeah,
hard. Like,
yeah.
and you don't got to go to class really anyway.
And Bama's right now, these Bama's got a luxury, Aaron. They stay in school for 7, 12 years. These Bama's been in
Getting
school since I've
exceptions.
been working a job, dog. I've been in my company since 2010. These Bama's been in school the same amount of time, dog. They just re-up. What about main man in Tennessee? He trying to get he trying to double up his bread, get the 4 million. They said we can't do it, Slim.
They trying to make an example out of him so other people don't try this though. They colluding to try to make
They
sure this
did.
Bama take a pay cut. I'm
They
hoping Dion see the light and just go ahead and snatch him up. I know he got a starting quarterback already, but
dog. But the thing is, though, I think that the Bama probably could have got it, but you can't hold them hostage, dog. You can like
you can.
not with the kid. You got if
You
you
got to have
going
a
to do it,
deal in place already, signed and stamped.
or you got to be like you got to be somebody like an Allen Iverson or somebody who just is so uniquely different that it's like, bro, we gonna let him walk. Like you gotta think twice. This dude, he's good, but he ain't even he ain't the top Bama.
I mean,
He acting like he the top Bama.
he could be this year. I think his mistake was playing the game with Oregon because Dan Lannon is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You
He
know, you don't
overplayed his
really
hand.
want to
He
say kind of,
overplayed his hand.
and he all so the Oregon coach is one of those anti kind of guys anyway. So he couldn't wait to snitch and spread the
Yeah.
rumor, and it kind of derailed the whole thing. I think if he would have skipped over Oregon, he probably could have gotten, if not exactly what he wanted, more than what he was getting at Tennessee. But I think that information leaking, oh, his dad is shopping it, and just the perception that comes with that, they don't like certain people that had dads involved, and it just creates this whole Shador kind of thing where it's like, oh, we can't be massa with this guy. We're not the one completely in control. Like, stay away from him.
Yeah.
And they're gonna make an example. So
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like anybody who's gonna push the butt, like that's why you gotta be a bona fide cooker. I mean, because if you're a bona fide cooker, like they gonna just try to keep it under wraps. Because what they don't want everybody to know is how much they actually paying you. Like they gonna be trying to keep that joint. Like, because we can't let everybody know we gave this Bama 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But it's a tough sledding, dog. Out this joint because they not trying to that number just keep going up, dog. Going up. And Bama's is just transferring all over the place to get the bag. So um yeah, it's a whole different ball game, bro. It's a whole different ball game. Oh, yeah. What else is going on, man? Suns reportedly will listen to trade off for Kevin Durant in the offseason. Why they keep trying to trade my man, dog? What's up with KD, dog? They just keep
They
sending
missed
them
the
this.
playoffs.
They
He keep
did
making bad decisions about guys to team up with.
Yeah,
Like
you team it up
you
with
team up
Bader.
with Kyrie, and then you want to go team up with Devin Booker. It's no. You should
Yeah.
have came to DC when John Wall and them was here. You would have had a better chance then than you ended up, or a better result than you ended
If
up
you
with.
gonna team up with anybody, team up with the best Batmans in the league.
He already did in the Warriors, and then
And he won. That's what I'm saying. But he won. That's what I'm saying. Team up with the best Batman. Like go over there to the Nuggets. Team up with Jokic or somebody. Like you ain't got to worry. You can play your role, hang back. Nice you want to cook, you can cook. Nice you want to take off. You got somebody else to shoulder the load. But Devin Booker just is only a scorer, and he just
and it's poorly constructed. Him, Bill, and Booker shoot the same shots, so it's just them taking turns. It's not like you get like an alternative to the style of play with those three guys together. And it just was. I don't know who. Well, you do know who put the team together, but I just don't understand the ideology behind it.
Yeah, nah. Yeah,
and in the West, it's just
it's a fail. It's a fail. Damian Lillard, they saying he significantly improved, but was still missed the start of the playoffs due to his injury. I guess he had like a blood clot or thrombosis or something in the calf or whatever. And like, yeah, that joint's serious. Like you blood clots stop your heart.
And that's what you saw Chris Bosh retired.
Yeah.
When he popped up with those. So
yeah, heart stop, blood clot. Yeah, that joint. Got to be careful with that joint for sure. But look like he gonna play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's like a doctor's decision, if that's his decision, like that. He opened the door to playing. I don't even know who makes that, like the decision. If it's your body or if what I'm saying, if you get to make that
you got to
call,
be cleared by a doctor because they can be held liable if you drop dead on the court. So you got to be cleared.
But sometimes what they'll try to say is like, yeah, you're clear bill of health, but we don't know. We can't guarantee if you start running and jumping, like, what's going to happen. Like, we can't guarantee that. So our advice is stay off the court. But at the same time, they trying to get their money's worth. So they like, no, we can't just be paying this bad. So, I think he cleared. And if he want to play, I guess they going to let him play. Dog, before we leave, dog, what do you think about this, young? I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'll be watching the game. Sometimes how the ball will bounce on the rim, it looked fugazi to me.
Oh Lord, here we go.
It looked a little fugazi. Is there magnets in the lining of the basketball? Is there like when the buzzer light go off, does it like have a little magnetic force field joint that like allows the ball to be sucked into the basket? Is that technology wise they can do it? I think it's when you see Steph Curry throwing the ball all the way across the whole full court. Aaron, come on, dog. Come on. Batman can't make that shot consistently, dog. Unless it's some funny business going on, dog. Aaron, I'm on an island. You've seen some of them plays where the Batman shoot the ball and the ball hit the back of the iron awkward, but just sit on the iron. It don't even like it didn't even like jump off the back of the rim. It just sit and then roll in or something crazy. Dog, the joint looked like a game at the carnival. Ern.
No, I think that's just your Miss Parlays talking. I don't think that's something they'd be able to get away with, because then you got to go back to college, and then like at what point does this kick in? You said what, the NBA? Or...
No, so yeah, so NBA and just and you know what they do in a college game? They just overinflate the basketball, so the joint just bounce all everywhere. That's
But
one
if
of
it's
their
the
little.
same basketball, then everybody playing by the same rules.
Yeah, but the only thing is that like, and you know this because you the over and unders, and when you have the ball overinflated, it's going to encourage the under on the shot. But that's like they just have to play with it. But because I seen there's a dude I follow on Instagram. All this dude is he just, especially like for college, he just look for the overinflated basketballs and then he just show you like how the unders hit with these overinflated basketballs, and then he show you how the basketball was overinflated. Like at the end of the game, the Bama like threw the ball down, dog. This joint bounced up to the 400 level seats, dog. That's how that man said like this. That joint bounced up to the 400 level seats, dog. I said, dog. He said, see, the joint overinflated. No regular basketball bounced that high. He was like, when the referees, at the beginning of the game, you know this too, Aaron, because you played in enough leagues, been involved in the joint. When the referees like they test the ball out, they like drop it and it's supposed to come up to their hip. Like they just drop it and then they just come up to their hip. This joint, they don't even do that no more. They don't even do the test joint. They just come to the middle of the floor with the joint like clasped like this, and then they just, y'all ready? Then they just, jump ball. That joint bounce to the moon, Aaron. That joint bounce to the moon.
No, I can't subscribe to that trend just yet. Now that being said, I don't put nothing past them when it comes to the bread. But
Dog, they
so I
cheat.
wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think this is what's going on. Where
So
you got
look,
one Bama with a
so
button.
so on time out. This is what it is. I don't think it's one Bama with a button. What I think it is, this is what I think. Y'all correct me. I know people out there doing, dude, come on, Harold. You off the rocker with this drink. Listen, go watch. If you look at Instagram, you'll see the photos of the basketball. Like they shoot the drink, and this drink be a high arcing type drink. The drink will just hit the back of the rim and sit and then roll in. Something crap like what the? Like that's not even physically possible for that joint to do that. What I think happens is at all of the arenas, and they can decide like, because now everything's remote, dog. You could you had a remote job for years where you just click a button and stuff turn on, turn off, you shut stuff down. Hey man, boom, boom, I'll fix it. Chill out. Give me a couple minutes. Like that was your job for years. What I think is in a control center, right? They can hit a button in the joint that when the let's say like the game is tied or it's a 1 point game or whatever, and based on the books and the spreads, they don't have to activate it. They can if they want to, but they don't have to. But like if there's a last second shot that happens, they can activate the joint. It's magnetic lining in the basketball itself, and then if they activate the joint when the light comes on top of the like the shot clock light joint. When that joint comes on, it activates the magnetic pull joint, and then it like can help the shot go in, dog. I don't think they do it all the time, but I think for entertainment purposes and them last second joints, they do it, dog. Because everybody's gonna chalk it up to chance and just matter of fact, I asked Chat GPT, is it possible? They said not likely, but the capability is there. I don't know, Aaron.
You gotta
They
have a smoking gun before you come to the table with something like that. Because then they gonna put you in the joint with like, what's the Bama? The Info
with the
Bama.
foil hat, Bama's the foil
Yeah.
hat.
They gonna say this Bama got one conspiracy too many. This Info Wars or something.
I don't, bro. Between the overinflated basketballs and then the little shot clock activator joint, I'm telling you, Aaron, they doing it. They doing the funny business behind the scenes. Uh, I watched the Masters this week. Rory almost bossed that joint. The Bama had like a 5-foot putt. This Bama missed the joint, but then went to a playoff, and then he won the playoff on one hole. He won the playoff, but finally got the monkey off his back. Rory ain't won in a minute, so I know he was. Bryson DeChambeau, he bossed it. That Bama heart pump Kool-Aid. He was in the joint the whole way, and then this Bama just had a bogey. Then he went in the water. Then I'm like, oh, this Bama done. He done. So, yeah, that Masters is over. To the next event. Yeah. So next week, where we at for the draft, right?
Where is the draft? It was somewhere trash, like Green Bay, right?
Minnesota. Yeah, Green Bay is somewhere. It's somewhere where there's no people at.
Yeah, so it won't be there. Other than that, I don't care.
Yeah. We're going to
sports and social.
Or social. That's where we headed.
Let me see if they got some available.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look it up now, because I already know how that.
What's the date of the draft?
I want to say the 24th.
It gotta be Thursday, right? They do it on Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Oh, time flew.
Yeah, that's what happened when your team good, Ern. When your team is in some sauce, you got a chance. Yeah, next Thursday, the 24th.
At what time?
8:00.
Oh shit.
We want to be there at 7 though. Cause that joint be packed like a madhouse.
I waited too long.
What?
They ain't got nothing until 9:15.
What? Oh no, we can't do that. Where did we go? Where did we go last time? We had the draft out at the joint out Crofton. They still got that room out there?
Nah, now that joint is Smashing Grapes.
Oh, boo.
No, they didn't converted it from Smashing Grapes. Now it's a farm to table joint. Some like farmhouse or something.
What? No, dog. We gotta find a spot, dog.
Yeah,
that's good. We gotta find some. Hey, if y'all know a spot out there, drink, let us know. I'm talking about. So this is the criteria we want for the spot. So in the past, we watched the draft in a secluded like that room joint we had at Green Turtle that year. That joint was like that, Aaron. Yeah. That might be the best joint we had when we had the OSS joint there. But I like where it's not overly crowded with a whole bunch of Bamas, where we can kind of have our own space. Food gotta be right, service gotta be right. If the service trash and the food good, I don't want it. We could do Hooters joint, but I feel like the space is not really conducive to like invites to a bunch of people. I really don't want to go into the city, but if the spot is right, I'll go. I might holler at my man Daryl, see if we could get up in his spot rendezvous. Because he run a spot in the city. But again, that's the only thing about the city. Once the draft over at 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock at night, then I gotta maneuver and weave through the city back to the outskirts. It's just when I'm ready for bed, bro. So
they still got the Green Turtle. They moved it from where it was, and now they got it over there. It's in the same.
It's on the other side, yeah.
Where Hula Hands used to be.
Yeah. But I feel like we've been in that joint, but it ain't. Maybe they're
doing karaoke and shit. That'll piss me off. I might just rent an Airbnb and we just watch the game from.
That joint might be like that. Hold on, that's an idea, bro.
Because if we go watch the joint and there's no sound and they playing karaoke and all,
we could just do that. Order wings at the house to the joint and just Hey dog, that joint probably be cheap too. It probably won't be more than like $300. We should, we should do.
One of the houses.
Oh yeah, one of the. Just go in that joint. You ain't got TVs in the joint though. They ain't fully furnished joints.
Nigga, first of all, I'm doing staging now. I'm not paying because the joint was like $5 grand a pop. So now I just bought a bunch of furniture, staging the joints myself. So the joint is fully furnished.
Uh-huh.
I just go grab a TV, grab a couple other things, and come over that joint and then call it a party, though.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we invite some people who want to come through the drink. We had a little draft party. Washington Commanders. We picking late in the draft, Aaron.
That's a
We
good pick.
picking 29th. When the last time we picked 29th, Aaron? 91?
Been a minute.
It's been a minute,
No, it
dog.
had to be 91.
Dog, who we gonna get? Our
There's no
top
telling
needs
that late.
cornerback, wide receiver, O lineman,
Tight end,
tight
safety,
end,
linebacker,
safety.
defensive end. You go all over the board, though. Jaden made it work, though.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, I think it's so late. 28 guys gonna go before you. There's no way to
Mm-hmm.
tell who's gonna be available. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let these Bammers rock out this year.
Mm-hmm. And we gonna be happy with the pick. At least I know they ain't gonna overdraft a Bama who's some cut.
Like Ron Rivera.
Oh my goodness, dog. What was the sticks? Sticks. The Bama's leg looked like twigs.
Emmanuel Forbes.
Manual for like, come on, bro. That Bama leg look like this, Aaron. That Bama leg. This was that Bama leg. Look like my gap wedge. Ridiculous, bro. I thought last year, from a draft standpoint, the guys that they drafted, pretty solid, dog. Sandstrill, he gave us good play. I think like he'll get better this year. He started out the year shaky because he was getting bammed on. But then he got himself together as the year went on. So I thought that was a solid pick. But we're gonna see this year, bro. Do you foresee them moving back in the draft?
It's possible because they gave up draft picks to get Debo and Laramie Tunsil. So they deprived of some picks. I like to see them move Brian Robinson and potentially get some late round picks. But I'm gonna let these Bama's just do whatever they gotta do, and we just gonna wait to see how I look when the season starts.
I'm trusting in this regime, dog, to do the right thing. It looked like they got a plan. Dog, who would ever thought that the Commanders would be the only team in the area that got a plan for their team and their roster, dog? It just beyond me. Beyond me.
These Bama's was a game away from the Super Bowl, which is crazy.
One game. So let me just ask this. I mean, we're not doing the record yet, but what do they have to do this year for it not to be a disappointment?
I think it's going to be a disappointment just based off of the output.
Just history.
No, not history. I don't believe in that stuff that y'all be on.
Okay.
I don't have that like BC sports flu stuff that y'all got.
Okay.
But I think based on them being so, I don't think they were ahead of schedule last year, but the output was ahead of schedule. Mm-hmm. Like they weren't at the beginning of the year. Nobody was saying Washington and an NFC championship game with a rookie quarterback. I think there was a lot of holes on the roster. They had a lot of good luck, like the Bama's called Hail Mary, which we've never seen in our lifetime. It just a lot of stuff fell their way, like a lot of good luck. They're gonna have a first place schedule in the division, no second place schedule in the division because the Eagles were first place. So I just think it's a lot of things that's going to factor into them being able to be better, but not have the same. Being better doesn't mean you go further necessarily in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Like I can see them being better and maybe not having as good of a record and not necessarily making it to the NFC Championship game. So I think because of them having so much success so early, anytime they don't make the Super Bowl, it's going to be disappointment.
Mm-hmm. Where can they go where you'd be like, all right, like I'm cool with it?
I expect them to make the playoffs and lose to a better team. Okay. Or win it all. So if they come out there guns blazing and they end up being the most dominant team, like we saw the Eagles all year, I said the Eagles was going to win the Super Bowl. They're the best team in the league. If they're the best team in the league, I expect them to win. I just don't think they're the best team in the league right now. So as long as they make the playoffs, you want to be well over 500. And as long as you lose to a better team, I think that's a successful season.
Okay. What